Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I decided to turn the camera on while I was doing a journal page. I was playing with some new materials and things that I had, supplies that I had picked up, and I just thought I would share it with you guys. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I will be speeding this up a little bit more. I just wanted to get it started, and then I'm going to tell you as much as I can about what I'm doing. So this stamp, as you can see, is a floral stamp, and it's from Donna Downey Studios. I will try to link as many things as possible down below in the description box. So if you're interested in anything that you see here, feel free to check out the description box. The ink that I'm using there is called Art C. It's an archival black ink. Now this does say dye. I think I've been taking a class. I think I'm supposed to be using like a pigment ink, but this stuff works awesome. It dries really quickly. You'll see in a little bit I start coloring it without any smudging or any issues like that, and I did not heat set it or anything like that. So actually I would say this ink's pretty awesome for that fact. But Donna Downey Studios is located near me in Huntersville, North Carolina, and I just picked this up. I don't know, it says Watercolor 7. I don't know if it actually has a name, this particular one, but it's the Unity Stamp Company, and it was really cute and pretty. So then this next stencil I also got at her shop, but this is not Donna Downey, it's Carmen Medlin, and the craftersworkshop.com, I guess it's who manufactures this stamp or stencil. It's a 6x6, and it's just a music note stencil, and I've always been involved in music. I love music, so I thought that one would fit for me and be something I could use moving forward. And I also wanted to mention that the stamp block you saw me using earlier is a Martha Stewart stamp block. I don't know exactly what size it is. It's the largest one that I have, and it did come with a handle that you glued on when you first got it, and that handle has stayed stuck. It's pretty awesome. Whatever glue they gave you to glue it on with has definitely worked. But I love that stamp block, and I've had it for a while from Martha Stewart. Okay, so I went ahead and tried to stabilize my stencil with just some washi tape. So I taped that down, and I had no idea what I was going to do to try to do this stencil. So I went at it with some Tombow markers. I just got my Tombows, and I thought, you know what, let's just see what happens. So of course, while I was running through this, I noticed there were times that I was using the brush tip end, which maybe I should have used the other end, but I felt it kind of slide up under, the stencil. So I knew it wasn't going to be perfect, but I thought it would still come out pretty cool looking. So I went ahead, I tried to get a lot more smooth with how I was brushing it on to maybe keep that from happening. But anyway, I went ahead and did that for the first 2 lines of music notes. And then I thought I would give my stamp pad a try. So I switched back over to that same stamp pad and just started like pressing it down as much as possible. However, it kind of blurred as well, which you'll see when I finally take this off. But either way, I think they're both pretty cool options. I should probably use the stamp option, but maybe use like a dauber instead of just the stamp pad itself. But I wasn't too disappointed in how it worked out. So here I'm going to start coloring, and I try to pause each time so you can see the Tombow markers that I'm using. So this one I believe is 245, and it's a green color. And I just go in with a little blender at the end after I colored it a little bit to see how that works. This one's number 55, and it is yellow. And this one's 985, and it's more like a yellow-orange color. And then we've got 703, which is like a light pink. And I have no idea what I'm doing, you guys. I just got these Tombows, so I'm starting to play with them. I'm having a ton of fun with them, but I'm still kind of learning. This one's 755, and I just said it's a darker pink. It's really kind of all relative. Like every person that looks at the colors probably thinks they're a little bit different. And then this one is 685, and it's even darker. I actually kind of had it with my purples, but who knows. So yeah, I just colored all this in the best I could. And I am using a Tomoe River insert, in case you're wondering. I'm pretty sure I got this one from Chic Sparrow, the Chic Sparrow website. But I enjoy it. So then I just went in with my blender and wasn't real sure what I was going to do, but ended up just kind of blending it all together. And I actually like the way it kind of turned out. So, and then I'm just showing you here how you can clean off your blender tool, just a piece of paper. I have this paper bag. Okay, so then I turned the book around because I want to paint on this other side of the music notes, and the music notes were still wet, which I didn't want to sponge. So I picked this also up at Donna Downey Studios, and it's the Daniel Smith Extra Fine Watercolor, a 66 Try It color sheet, and I've been wanting one of these so bad. So I just wanted to add a little more color down here to this section, or this top section actually. And I had actually, that's what I was pointing at, I had already used some of these colors on that other side where the flowers are. So here I am just adding some more. So the first color I tried to use was Duochrome Green Pearl, and this is one of their luminescent colors. And I feel like you can't see it at all here on the camera, but if you look at it up close, there is like a shimmer, and it's really pretty. So it's great to add to like the tops of things, which I think is really cool. So then I think the next color I grabbed is Quinacridone Coral, and that's this brighter red that you're gonna see, which I really love. I just love it. Like I said, I've never used Daniel Smith watercolors before, but I had a lot of fun using these. So that's what that one is. And I'm just using, by the way, like an Artist Sloth watercolor pencil. Yeah, from Michael's is where I got it. And I think this one's a number 5 that I'm playing with. And here I'm just kind of brushing off the excess color that I still had on the brush. And then I grabbed some of the New Gamboge and tried to add a little bit of it to the center of my flowers. And then this iridescent, it says iridescent ant copper. I assume ant is a abbreviation because it has a period after it. But anyway, it's like iridescent copper. And I thought it looked really pretty. Again, you can't see it very well here, but it looks really pretty. The iridescent ones look really pretty on top of the flowers. And then, as you can see, I was kind of just trying to get the excess that was left over, and that's what I'm brushing around now on the page. So then I move on to use these Neocolor Water-Soluble Wax Pastels, and this is in the color Charcoal Gray, and I also used the blue color was Blue Turquoise. And I have no idea, again, what I'm doing with these crayons. I wanted to try them out. I will say that on this particular spread, they didn't do quite what I think I thought they should do. So I'm definitely gonna have to continue playing with these. And then I picked up my white, this particular one is a Jelly Roll, wait, is that right? It's a Jelly Roll white pen, and tried it out. Again, I know it's kind of hard to see on this camera, but it worked pretty well. I thought I'd bring you up for a close-up here so you can see a couple of my little white splotches there and what some of these things turned out to be. Again, this is still wet, of course, but I was pleased. I had fun with it, and I liked how it turned out. Now, in a second, you're still going to get to look at this, but in a second, we're going to switch over, and the spread right before this one in the book, I decided to use for my Day in the Life project. So we're going to continue, and you're going to see how I used this one as well. So it ended up being a 2-page Day in the Life project. So, okay, so this one I had already done a little bit before I turned on the camera. Where you see So Blessed, and in the bottom right hand corner, that little flower with some of the butterflies, those were all some rub-on things that I had. I've never played with the rub-ons before, but I have to say I really enjoyed using them. So I'll definitely be using them in the future. So I had these stickers. They're the Sticko, is that right? The Sticko brand. And I thought those would look good to just put in a day in the life. And then this Tombow is the N15, and it's basically black. And I just thought I would try outlining the stickers. And I wanted to say that the cool thing about outlining these metallic stickers is that you don't have to worry too much about getting the marker on the sticker itself, because it just wipes right off, like no issues. So that's what I'm doing here, kind of cleaning up my stickers. And then I thought that looked pretty good, and I went ahead and decided to do a little bit on the top and just did like the downstrokes. So that's what I went through and did on the top line, and I thought that helped it stand out. And my dot for my eye, the sticker messed up, so I had to draw in the eye. So here I'm using, I think it's Heidi Swapp. Yeah, Heidi Swapp date stamp, where it's just, you know, the month and then the day and the year. And you can turn it to change the day and everything. And so I stamped that on. And then here I am using my Fiskars paper trimmer to cut out these Polaroids. Now I will leave a link above right now to Allie Brown, who did a tutorial on how she makes these tiny Polaroids. I basically followed her tutorial, except I used Photoshop to lay out my mini Polaroids on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of glossy photo paper, and then I printed that out from my inkjet printer. And so here I am, it's a whole day later, everything's dry, all my watercolor and everything, and so I'm basically just using a Tombow adhesive roller to stick on all my Polaroids, and I love how it worked out. So I basically went in order of, you know, the hours of our day and what we did everything in. And what I thought was cool about making the mini Polaroids for this project in particular is that you can add text. So all of that text that you see, I added completely from my phone. It was so quick and easy, and I just documented the little captions for each photo right there on the photo, and I thought that was really fun. So then, you know, in some cases when people do a day in the life, they're actually writing out the captions for the photos. But in this case, since I already had the captions on the photos, I just wrote in general. I just used it as like a normal journal, but of course I'm journaling about the fact that it's the Allie Edwards Day in the Life project and just, you know, various things that we had done that day. So I like how it turned out. When we got over to this page, you'll see I tried to kind of avoid writing over top of my flowers. I just didn't really want to write across them because I thought they were so pretty, but down on the stems I did kind of write across them a little bit. But I really enjoyed it. This is probably one of my favorite spreads. Here I am just looking at a couple other things that I thought I might use. And the last thing I did use was this Children Phrases sticker pack, and there was a sticker in there that said, moments worth remembering, and so I just stuck that across the flowers, and I just love it. I really am pleased. I'm so excited about this journal. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I hope to do more of these in the future. Bye guys!